Hi, Emilia.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great. Finally, we can see each other.
Yes, that's right. And hi, welcome to Emilia and Aliyah. And obviously, hi to everyone who is starting to tune in.
Watching us at the
Yeah,
moment.
watching us at the moment for a very interesting topic that everybody's been disturbing or
Talking about
teasing us about it, because
is
when women agree to disagree, whether in the first place, is that possible? We had quite a bit of number of people telling us no, it's not possible. And then there are obviously people who saying good luck. And so it was quite entertaining entertaining for me. I don't know how about you, Emilia.
yes. Hold on. Can you hear me? Yeah, it seems
I
like
can
there's
hear
an echo. Yeah, I only have one device with me now.
you. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay. I think first of all, Aliyah, we should welcome everyone
Yes.
in our show. For those who actually watching us, please come and log in, or at least stay with us, because we're going to discuss. No, I'm going to use this word, Alia. Discuss whatever that all audience, our friends out there think that we're going to do today, Alia. We only will use discussion.
We can agree to disagree, right? Because after all, that was a topic that we both decided, and let's see what happens in the next 50 minutes or so, if we can actually agree to disagree. How about that? Let's shoot. We talked about a few questions. Yeah, we talked about a few topics which are of concern, which has regularly been debated in that sense, whether it was an interest to men and a debate by women, with everybody trying to pitch in with their 2 cents worth, right? So we talked about a few things as well, right? So so Emilia, shall we go on to the first thing that we wanted to see? Is we sort of brought this subject up about, do we actually see everyone or people nowadays walking the talk when they say woman empowerment and supporting woman empowerment, right? Do people actually walk the talk when they say, do people actually walk the talk when they say woman empowering and the word and woman empowerment, and do people actually empower? What do you think?
Well, great topic. I think this is the first topic that we're going to discuss, and the first question that already stated that, do we see leaders walk the talk with the woman empowerment, right? So those, okay, before we start this earlier, right? Because we want as much as engagement from our audience out there, right? I saw, hi Jaga, how are you? Good evening. So what do you think, guys out there in our audience? If you do you think that leader walk the talk with the woman empowerment? And for, I think, Alia and myself, we don't mind. Please put in the comment, put your thought in the comment. Did these leaders actually walk the talk with this woman empowerment. But of course, for me, Aliyah, I will say yes. There's so many changes we can see. We don't compare. We don't say it now, but if let's say we compare that 20 years back, there's so many changes have happened. I think. Like today, for example, both of us in this in this platform try to actually discuss about this matter, which actually might be sensitive few years ago, to talk about woman empowerment, to talk about, okay, women have their to her own ideas, things like that. But I would like to actually see from your perspective before I tell you why actually I agree in this. I'm pretty sure because I can see the face that you actually give, and you give that smile to me. What do you think, Aliyah? Do you think that the leaders walk the talk? Of course, for me, yes, I have the point, but I'm going to hear from you as well
Right.
before.
Right, Emilia. I'm thinking, my way of thinking. I mean, this has been a topic for me as well on many platforms, right? Hi, Muhan. On many platforms, people have been asking me. Both of us have been on many platforms, speaking at many conferences and things like that. And women empowerment seems to be a very common topic. But my struggle personally is, why do women need the empowerment? Why do we need to empower women? Firstly, do they need empowerment? Secondly, who am I to empower women? Thirdly, right? So these are the three things that I'm always having a difficulty with, right? So again, like, do women need to be empowered? Do you need to be empowered? Because you are a woman on your own. You are a stand-alone. I am a stand-alone woman. Whether people empower me or otherwise, I think I'm going to go for what I really want, right? So to me is, well, thank you if you give me the support, but if you don't, and you don't empower me, I will still do what I need to do. So that's where I'm coming from. Secondly, when people say give a talk on women empowerment, I somehow always have this problem: am I the right person to give? Because why would you want me to empower you when you don't need me to empower you? So that's the way I look at it. And generally, I don't think we have reached the the status where um, everyone can say, yes, we are all empowering women. I don't think we are at that stage. Nah.
Okay, talking about that, great point of view. You should women to be empowered. That is one of the question that I think you keep been thinking, right, Aliyah? Okay, should we all empowered? Yes, maybe if we look into between you and I, for example, because both of us, we can even, okay, talk this in front of the public. But when we talk about do basically leader walk the talk, yes, for me I agree. Of course, majority, I think sometimes if we put this, okay, I'm going to actually express this from the business side, economy side of it, Alia. If we see for the past few years, companies, doesn't matter. We are not talking about companies overseas. Let's go confine here, like in Malaysia, because where we are now, right? If we That's one of the I think article actually written by, I think, Job Street, the SIG. They stated that five Malaysian companies that really empowered women through their policies. They put in their policies. They really focus on how to actually support these women. I'm not going to actually list down all these companies earlier, because this is not our topic today. But I love to actually to bring this, like company like HP, for example. HP are giving paid parental leave for mother and father up to 6 months paid. Okay, whereby
That's
most of the,
fantastic. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Most of the company here, we just follow the 2 months, 60 days, right? 60 days. Ale, you're on mute, I think.
Yeah, okay, Millie, I'm going to jump in and tell you this, right? Yeah, I do agree with you on some level that there are people or companies out there, private sectors especially, who have started to recognize and empower women, right? But I don't see that happening, say, in Malaysia or the government, for example. Look at our women leaders. We have so few. Look at, you know, women leaders, as well as if we talk about politicians, we talk about senior people on management, we talk about the board, right? With 130% of women on the board, and we still don't seem to get that. So where is
Mm-hmm.
this empowerment? So that's where I'm coming from to say, have we reached that stage where we all can say and support women empowerment? I don't think so. But I do agree with your point that we have started to see. It's good to look. It's good to notice, and we have started to see. And obviously, we do have companies like what you mentioned, HP just now, I suppose.
Yeah, that when we talk about company, sometimes people say, "Oh, because that company is big, because that company international company, somehow they have some relation with company obviously and all that." But we also can see like DG, it's a Malaysian company. They also provide, I think, 90 days maternity even before people here in private are talking about that. They already give that to their staff. Okay lah, maybe we have different type of group. Then people say, oh like, can that company can give because they're big company. SME also, SME,
Right.
support that as well. If you see, I think
Yes,
so.
there
If
is
you
a
see that my company last year, right, when we actually received these when WEP's award, when I received that WEP's award, Women Empowerment Principal Award from from WEP's from Asia Pacific, United Nations Asia Pacific. No one actually ever thought that SME company like mine can actually provide that such of support to women empowerment. That I always believe as a leader, Alia, we cannot say that, oh, look at the leader, they do not actually apply, they do not walk the talk. But what we do as a leader, somehow at one point, we as a woman, female here, as a leader in organization, we also lead, either we lead at the top level or we lead at the middle level. But what kind of support that we give as a leader to to do that? When we talk about walk the talk, it's not only waiting for someone or the top people or top position to actually decide, but what we can do at our level.
Yeah, so Amelia, let me conclude on this one, right? Before we go to the next topic, right, of conversation. I will agree with you. I think you made a very valid point here that we will never reach, when we talk about 100% people or companies or associates rendering empowerment in that sense, giving a tap on the shoulder and saying, go ahead, we empower you. But we have been walking the talk, and we need to continue to walk that talk, and we need to give more opportunities out there to other women and empower women as well. As, and if we know, of course, associates, regardless whether it's men or the company, we can stand up even if we don't own the company, but we can stand up and advocate, right? So can we agree to disagree that more people need to look into women empowerment? Have we reached it? No. Have we started? Yes. Can we do it? Certainly.
Can we do it from our level? Yes.
Yes, yeah, of course. So let's do that, right? Yeah, you want to open up the next topic?
Can. Okay. For the next topic, I'm okay. Thank you for any point, because I think we can see my point is what yeah, it right.
Yeah.
My point is, what does a woman empower refers to? That's a question. Should we
He
answer the question here now?
Yes, yes, yeah. He has asked the question, what does woman empowerment refer to? So firstly, hi Yatong, hi Izwan, who said hello just now. Where does ownership sit in woman empowerment? Yes, wow, you've got quite a few questions. I think we covered about the ownership. I think we will not be able to answer on behalf of everyone. But if you support, I think it links. If you support women empowerment, in that sense, mean that you support women's not just rights, or we're not talking about equity and equality, but we're also talking about giving opportunities, right? Opening doors, giving them a platform to speak, to grow, to move, to maneuver, and assisting them. I think that's what we are both on the same page, and we have both been doing that for the last couple of years, right? So to me personally, that's women empowerment. Women empowerment is when I'm able to support, open doors, give opportunities, etc., for women out there. It's not about saying go and speak like I do or do what I do, but more taking that next step and taking a new challenge, probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you there, Alia, because when we talk about women empowerment, different, we cannot say one. for all. We cannot apply women empowerment to all, because different women empowerment will takes different activities, different ways to do it. If let's say we go for youth, for example, the way that we empower them different. If we go for slightly senior, or different level of community, they will be different. As long we know we take action, yeah, we take ownership in actually supporting and empowering others, I think that's good enough, and that helps a lot, especially when we talk about walk the talk. But
Yeah,
let's go to the second
and
topic.
yeah, but before that, I think just to endorse,
Mhm.
since Suraya's thing is up there, she used the same word as you, to support. So yeah, so we help them, we support them to grow. So I think that's in conclusion of what we both said. So yeah, let's move on to the second one.
All right, the second one, we know, Aliyah, in today's modern world, or in 21st century, women are still insecure. They say that. People say that women still insecure after we been to Menara Gading. That's what they say, right? Went to university, we go to overseas, we go here and there. We are quite powerful. We talk about woman has been empowered and all that. Yet for some people, or maybe this is the stigma, I'm not sure, but people always say women always feel insecure. What do you think?
I believe women are secure. I believe women are secure because I look around me. Maybe it's my circle of people. Maybe it's my family. Maybe it's my circle of people. Maybe it's I don't really see women being insecure. I'm not insecure. Are you insecure, Amelia?
I'm not.
But you
I'm
do
not.
see, but you see people. You see women who are insecure. Do you? You see women who are still insecure. Do you?
Yeah, somehow they are. I think when we talk about that, I we a woman be insecure. Yes, somehow they do. Within their heart they do. Sometimes they keep thinking, should I do this? No, it's quite normal for us to see. If it's a normal thing, or I can say that day to day thing, we just put, let's say one day if you see the way that women go shopping, for example, we need to have friends for us to tell us how the rest good on earth. We must find
Amelia, I go
someone.
shopping alone. Amelia,
Yeah, maybe you go shopping alone, but I think it's quite common for a woman, yeah, to go shopping, and they want someone to endorse. That's the word. Endorse the selection that they do. In fact, for any woman, when they do certain thing, they must actually go turn right or turn left and ask, is it okay? No, hello. Sometimes if women like me say you can make decision, but the reason why they keep asking that question, because they just want someone to fall back later, to be blamed if things does not work. I told you that's why I feel, but because you say this is what I do. Maybe
yeah,
maybe say that.
yeah, but I think on the other hand, when we talk about security, I think it goes beyond, for me, it goes beyond that shopping spree, lah, right? Because that's only about, a very small thing that happens on to judge whether you're secure or insecure with what you buy, what you use. Of course, it happens and it's very trivial. And men will tell you that it is very, very trivial when women ask whether do I look nice, is this okay, does this color suit me, etc. Right? But when I look at a bigger picture of women's security and insecurity, I look at it from a very global point of view to say we now travel alone, right? We hold big positions. We go up the corporate ladder without being afraid that we are going to fall, without being afraid that somebody is going to backstab us. Even if we think and we know that there might be somebody vying for that same position, we somehow put that aside because of the security that we have. I mean, personally speaking, for me, I'm a rank and file person, right? So I think throughout the career journey, right, I don't think if I'm quite confident that if I was insecure, I wouldn't have reached the level that I have reached. And I'm glad to open that door to many other people to say, it's not about what people have to say whether you're good or you're not good, but you have to prove that you're good. So I think it's a lot of mindset as well of you telling yourself how good you are, and that helps me to be secure. That's from my point of view.
Yeah, agree. I think when we talk about okay, that's the first step. I said about shopping. That is something we talk apa to talk in in general. Now we go for second one, and you said that okay, most of us actually travel alone. Yes, most of us still some women cannot travel alone. You know, at work, they prefer to stay put. They cannot travel. Or in fact, not many, even though some of us, like both of us, yes, not many are willing to take that challenge. That also, when we talk about putting 30%, for example, Leah, on the top position, and after so many years, how many how many companies, organization, agency able to put that 30%? Maybe one of the reason because the opportunity is not there. Number two, maybe the empowerment not there. But number three, it depends on how strong and resilient we are as a woman to bring our own chair when no one invited us, right? To bring that chair to that table and secure our seat, it requires people that really secure, really willing to go all the way without thinking what people will say if I bring my chair to that table. So I'm not sure, Elia. I agree at your point as well. You know, there's so many of us. If not, we're not going to talk like this, right? We're not going to
Yeah.
sit today.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Emilia, I think one of the things I'm going to chip in here. Yeah. So sorry, because that thought was running in my head when you talked about bringing the chair, right? So I'm thinking, even if you don't bring your own chair, then you must be able to stand with the big boys. If you really want it that bad, then I think you need to stand. When I say big boys, I'm not referring to as to men. I'm referring to the management level, right? So if you want it so bad, you will have to build your own resilience, like you used the word very correctly, right? So you have to build your own resilience, your own strength, your own strategies, and bring your best to the table in order for you to, I mean, I think a lot of people, I mean, if you ask me, have I always been secure? No. But I don't think I want to show that insecurity in front of everybody. So I'll probably come back and, calm myself down, or boost my energy the next day before I, attack something in the morning or have to, face challenges. Yeah, so I think probably the other thing that we need to put on our list then, Emilia, is besides empowering women, I think we now also have to look at ensuring that they are a little bit more secure, that they are more confident, right? I think the other word is confident, right? So we need to give them some confidence, which makes me want to read what Cheryl says. Hi, Cheryl. Hello. It's highly dependent on the environment. Some of us bring our chair and get get blacklisted. Yeah, I agree. It's on the environment and also the probably the industry, I would say, right? So how some people get a chance of moving up the ladder very fast. Some people get the chance to be heard, and some people just like what Cheryl says, I suppose, then it's blacklisted, which is very sad, right? So yeah,
I
what's
think
your
yeah,
thought?
yeah did mention self empowerment will actually open that to opportunity. I agree with with her as well. You know, because people can keep empowering us, Alia. You know that we can expect companies empower us, the community empower us. But how about we as a woman? Do we empower ourselves, or we just sit there and wait
Yeah,
for someone to do
that's
that?
a good point. Actually, that's a good point about, yeah, that, that's why I'm talking about confidence here, where you got to take, it in matter into your own hands sometimes, right? So when it comes to Cheryl's point here about not in a decision making position, I think then your voice, you need to use your voice somewhere else, or make it louder. Yatong mentioned about the glass ceiling just now. I never believe in a glass ceiling, and I tell always in every conversation that I have, if you think that there is a glass ceiling, woman, wear heels, so break the damn glass ceiling, right? I know many people have heard me say that, but basically, that's the way I look at it. Yes, but of course you stand out and someone somewhere sees it. Yes, make yourself. And I think lots of platforms nowadays, lots of avenues. I mean, look, this platform given to us by Andrea, of course, with the Global Empowerment Summit, is a very, very good platform as well, right? Where you can come out and say what you want to say, you can advocate, you can teach, you can train, you can speak, you can organize. So so there's recognition given there, and obviously Emilia, what say you? We acknowledge this, right? So I think we need more platforms, probably.
We need more platform, and we need to give a small platform, maybe do not like open platform, because confidence, I think I agree what you say about confidence. Sometimes it takes 1 to 3 steps before we go to the bigger player, but it's okay. The one of the thing that I always believe, when we talk about women empowerment, Alia, is about not about how fast we can go there, but did we take action? Yeah.
Correct. Yes, that's a good
Yeah.
point to make. Yeah, it's not how fast. Yeah, true. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I shall read the next one, right? So as we are getting heated up, we've got two other things that we're thinking of. So
Mm-hmm.
one of it is generally the third one is do we let me get it here. Do we actually stay at home? Do we have a choice? Do women have a choice of staying at home, or are they forced to go out to work, or is it by choice? Like when they do stay at home, one of the things I was thinking of when we were talking about this, like by choice or by force. Why is it when the kid is ill or sick, it's always the mother who stays at home, and it's not the father, that kind of thing. So I was just curious to know what's your thoughts. And yeah, I think you want to kick this one off.
I think the question that we ask, because we have like a full list of question, right? Earlier in first place, we have lots of question, but we know because the time has given to us very short, so we need, okay, which most important. I think something that actually can be discussed, and something can be give value to the listener out there, right? To the audience out there. So the stay at home for women, is it by choice or by force? Now, if you ask me, Alia, personally, I always feel that the woman who decided to stay, or who actually to stay at home, is not by choice. Basically, somehow it being forced to them due to certain condition in their life. I can give you one example, right? Women, actually, most of the women, if you see in Malaysia, women tends to drop out after having babies. That's quite normal. I've been in the organization for many years. Employed so many engineers, young engineers. Once they get married, they have first children, and they start to either dissolve from the technical, what you call it, technical skill as well. They want to actually absorb. They want to be transferred to office, and they don't mind to become the administer, something like that. But they actually study quite high in terms of engineering, technical, science, and all that. Or they straight away dissolve, straight out, flush out from the corporate. And I think there's so many ways government try to bring them back and all that, but this kind of comment, it become a culture to us, because they feel that they need, yeah, by force, by force, they need to actually they want to be a good family person, they want to be a good mother. No, that's what they say. But people say, oh, that's the choice. No, that's a force. Because if you ask, if we say really want to by choice, we want to stay home, we better after school we stay at home. Aliyah, we stay at home, we don't go and work. Why in the first place? We go study all the way up, Aliyah. Then after that, we start working. Then after we start working,
Yes,
we
correct.
have children, and then we left. You already have income, Aliyah. All of us, when we work, we have income. We can buy our accessories. We buy stuff. We buy car. We buy whatever we want, and suddenly we decided to stay home. So I believe that it's by force, but I'm not sure. What do you think, Alia?
I think it's by choice. I really think that women stay at home because by choice. And I see some good comments coming up, so thank you everyone. If we missed your comments, I do hope that I can read every one of it. But the comment here, I can't see your name. I'm really sorry. It says Facebook user, sometimes the mothers too feel no one can take better care of the child than themselves. So obviously then there is a choice, right? So she chooses to stay at home. I would look at it that way, that you are choosing to stay at home, and it's not that you are forced to stay at home to take care of the kids, right? And the other one, of course, is staying at home for a kid could mean, I think, the could mean the maternal instincts, right? So again, I again think it's by choice. I somehow believe it's by choice, not by force. I haven't come across, oh, hi, Cheryl. I haven't come across anyone who would think, or anyone who knows it's, or says that it's by force. Do you, Emilia? Do
Okay,
you?
great. I love when you ask that question because I think I'm going to actually contact my friend. I'm going to contact this lady, which I know that love to work. Somehow in her lifetime, he stumbled to the incident, or some situation whereby she was she was to be at home by force, not because she really want to be at home. Let me see if I can get her to be with us today. Yes, oh, she's like I dream of Genie. I about to text her and she's appear. Okay, with me today, Aliyah. Let me introduce my friend Nurul Nazron. I think
Hi,
she
Nurul.
has. Yeah. Can you?
Hi, Aliyah. Hi.
Hi, Nurul.
Come, Nurul. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and I think we talk about how in that situation when you was forced to stay home, not because you want to stay home, but that's what happened. Sometimes you do get flashed up from this, from the work. Like I can say, I'm not going to tell the story because I will allow you to tell the story to Aliyah and the rest of the audience. I'm pretty sure if you have question, or if you agree with us or you disagree with us, just put your comment in the chat, because Aliyah and I very good, very nice person. We're not going to hunt you later.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there were 2 points of time in my life that I had to stay home by force, actually. I did not choose to stay home at the moment. It was right smack. Both times are right smack in the middle of my career. One, I had to leave my job because the company decided to demerge. It's a big GLC. So from a group of companies, it decided to uh, public list 2 of its biggest division, causing the balance to be such a small group. So I'm in support services. I do training and development. You know, when the company from, let's say, 20,000 strong suddenly become 5,000, so they don't really need that many support service people. And I just joined the company less than 4 months before the demerger was announced. So lucky me, LIFO, last in, first out, I was advised to look for greener pastures since I'm going to be less than a year by the time the demerger happens. So there's no compensation for me, there's no nothing. I had to, you know, leave and be forced to stay at home at that time. Not my choice. Not my
And
choice.
how long were you forced to stay at home?
Okay, quite a while. For somebody who has been working for the past, at that time, about 18, no, yeah, 18 plus years, even 2 months is very long. I had to stay home for about 6 to 8 months before I managed to find another position. Yeah.
Okay, and
See,
what's
I
your
told you,
second?
Aliyah. I told you, not everything by choice.
Yeah, I had to go. I had to do it again. This time slightly different scenario. You know, this MCO, COVID, pandemic, blah blah blah. What happened was all of us were forced to stay at home. I think. Yeah. So it's never by choice, really. Sometimes I'm not saying that. Yeah, you can't choose. No, you can. But sometimes you don't want to stay at home, but you are forced to stay at home because of external factors. Most of the time, it's external factors. If it's up to you, internal factor, yeah, most likely you can choose. Yeah, the MCO hits, and we had to stay at home for 3 months. And after that, my company decided that nobody can return home, and I had to make do with whatever I know at that time about working from home. So when you're saying that staying home, you can still work, but you stay at home, right? You are confined to these 4 walls, whatever color it is. After a while, it's not healthy, being forced to stay home like that. And I'm glad that now my company has allowed us to go back to the office. So it's easier that way. Easier to focus, easier to perform, easier to do things, get organized. To me, I'm like that. I'm not sure for others if they feel that being forced to stay at home even while working is something that they can do. To me, I cannot. I really cannot.
So I've got an interesting question that popped into my mind. You may have, sort of gone around it a little bit, but to be very direct, if you were given a choice, right? So if you were given a choice, I mean, you could afford to stay at home, or it's okay lah, So if you were given a choice and say you get to stay at home, or you have to go to work, right? And what would you choose?
If by choice, I would not stay at home. I can only be forced to stay at home. Because
Right.
even when at the time when I faced that company demerger and I was forced to leave my job, basically forced to stay at home, right? I was never quiet. I always find ways to, be productive and proactive and still find ways to go out somehow. Because I can't just say, okay, the most I said after 2 months, I almost went crazy. So what I did was, while waiting for my service period to end, I upgraded myself, upskilled myself, learned a few new skills that I foresee could help me monetize in the period where I will be forced to stay at home. And by doing that, I don't have to stay at home too long. Yeah, I can break free from all these forces that made me have to stay at home and go out there. Yeah.
But listening to Nurul just now, right? I can understand where she's coming from. No, she had an option. Yeah, she had an option. Either to actually stay put, just accept whatever fate that has been given to her, by staying at home, or she can actually do other things. Yeah, of course, some forces make happen that make her stay at home, either because of the company decided to shrink down the companies, or the government decided to lock down because of the COVID and all that. But this the second step that she took is a choice. The choice made by her not to accept totally completely what have happened to her, but she had the choice either to stay put or to use whatever time and opportunity and of course situation to improve herself. Aliyah, don't you agree with me, Aliyah?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think she did a combination of both. That certain things was forced. I mean, the cost of COVID or loss merging that forced you to stay at home. So I get that. I get that because you had no choice, lah. In that sense, you were forced to stay at home, and then you made some choices, right, on your own, and I commend you for that. So. Let me read a comment from Jagadish. Noor, that really is great because you will be the good leadership by example for your family, right? Because obviously you made the best out of it, lah. So I thanks Jagadish for this, Jack, for this comment. Yeah, but for me personally, I think I probably it's a dream if you can make that choice. I suppose you are in a dream of your. It's a dream come true if you could afford it. And I think Cheryl mentioned just now, depends on who you're married to, or generally she's saying how rich your husband is, right? So here comes the comment again. I would stay at home, but doesn't mean I will not be productive. There are multiple opportunities that you can do
That
from
you can
home.
do from home.
Yeah, so
That's
I
choice that Kiva has. Yeah.
I fully understand what Kiva is trying to say, but to me, whether or not I'm productive or not productive when I'm at home, I can't just stay within these four walls. I'm a free spirit. I have to go out.
ada
Cannot.
itu cerita dah lain tu.
Anyway, no, thank you very much for for sharing your story with us. I
Yeah,
think what
thank you,
you have
Noor.
shared, what you have shared really inspire us. I think inspire many people out here who really maybe face the same experience. Face the same things that you. No, you're not the only one who get let off from work. I'm pretty sure out there. With 4 months, after 4 months, and I'm pretty sure 4 months nothing you can get, right? There's not much benefit. So given this is not
But
something
nothing, I
that
didn't get anything. No, I didn't get anything.
Get zero, yeah. Telur. Yeah, get zero, right? Get zero. However, thank you very much for
Thank you,
sharing
Noor.
that story with us.
Thank
We
you,
hope
Aliyah.
ever
Thanks, Emilia.
we go teh tarik soon, right?
Can,
Okay,
of
bye
course.
now. Okay, Aliyah.
Yeah, that was a interesting conversation with Noor. So while we wait for Noor to leave our studio, thank you again, Noor. Yeah, so there was an I think that was like a curveball, isn't it? When somebody comes in and says that, but I think lots of people went through that when they lost their jobs and they were forced to stay at home. I mean, look, what she said was very apt to say. All of us were forced to stay at home when COVID first hit, right? Yeah, but again, I mean, that's a different kind of force, lah. I think generally when we ask stay at home for women, we are referring to people who take a break from the career and people who are at the crossroads, right? And do you want to stay at home? Do you want to go to work? If you stay at home, you gain some. I think generally, Emilia, for me, it is you win some, you lose some. I don't think you're going to win all of it, right?
I must agree with you on that. I must agree with you on that. We cannot win everything.
Yes.
We can't win everything, but somehow in life a decision must be made, either it's painful or not. I think when it comes to that, we always talk about how women stuck in their life, or women not being confident, women are not empowered. Earlier, there's so many things about women that are not empowered, and that's the reason why there's so many programs to empower women. I always think something that I always thought, oh, is it like you said at the earlier show, right? You said, are you sure the woman is not empowered? Yeah. But when we talk about that, okay, there's a three topic that have passed, but now the latest, or the latest, or no, the last topic for the day, I think, right? The last topic of the day, we always talk about we going to empower women, but when we talk about we going to empower women, there's always two sides of the story. People always say that men, empowered women better, or men support women better, yeah, more than women supporting women. I know you don't
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I know, because this is an interesting thing, right? Because let me tell the audience a little bit, and I posted on this on Friday. I did a very quick quiz with the group of men. I think there were about 10 of them that I quickly asked this question, right? And I said, do men support women more than women actually support women? And because they're all in the workforce, right? So I'm sure they see, so you can't say they don't know the answer, right? And interestingly, I would say a very big percentage, or rather 70 to 80% of them actually said that the men support women more than women actually support women. So they have seen that, they have witnessed this, and they believe so, that men actually. So is this on sympathy base, is this on empathy? I don't know. What do you think, Emilia?
Okay, great. This is another great question coming up from you today, and I'm glad this is the last question of the day, so we can actually talk more on this. Now, when we talk about men support women more than women support men, I always believe that women support women better. Okay, I know you have done your survey. Yeah, I know there's a lot of your friends actually giving input to you, but guess what? I actually recently I stumbled to this one report, or I think article written in Harvard Business Review. So because I want to actually put my note, right, so I would like to share this review, or these things that I read. Harvard Business Review research has wrote an article on the study report on March 2019. They put in that report, one of the statement they put in the report, they said, when juggling work and family, women offer more emotional support than men. Now, women offer more emotional support than men. So it means when come to work, family, and all that, women will empower women more because they have high EQ, or high emotional support towards other women. It's not I said, that's what Harvard Business Review said. There's two study. I'm going to share two study before. I know you show your smile and all that. Never mind. Later you can talk. Let me talk first. Right? So study one, they say, They provide, okay, they have actually this, the study has been done in Netherlands. You know how Netherlands work. People talk about Netherlands have a quite a high in terms of supporting workers at office, very high in terms of education. So this quite, I can say, I mean, in terms of society, they quite established, right? So the study has been conducted in Netherlands. They within this, we call it couple. There's about 26 couple. The study number one. 89% of them have a children. They have children, the couple, and they actually give one of the sample of the we call it couples, but they change the name, Tim and Lisa. They said what they've done, they actually do the logbook. They log the activity of Tim and also Lisa before they go to work every morning and after they came back from work every day. So the result actually came that Tim came home from a long day and he always feel distracted with Lisa, the wife, story because Lisa keep nya 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 nya. Yeah, but opposite with Lisa. When Lisa came back after time, because both of them were working, right, Aliyah? After Lisa came back home, she still had time to entertain Tim, listening to him. But for Tim, because his power or his time has spent a lot. I mean, big time arguing in the office, so he do not have more energy at home. That's what they say. But the same study also said, but when Tim have rewarding day at office, rewarding, first when he gets problem in the office, nothing much different from Tim behavior when he came back home. Once again, opposite with the wife, whereby when the wife have some beautiful days at home, they will be what you call it, they will be more supporting at home. That's the first study. Now, the second study in the same article mentioned that women provide more support at work, right? This time they take 128 staff. 128 staff with the exact result. Men who had emotionally drained in the morning, fighting with the wife, he went to office. They provide less support to the team that can be resulted to overall worse team experience, whereby a worse team dynamic versus with women who always give a moral support even though they have bad day in the morning. I think because women always have bad day in the morning, when we have children, you know how chaos the house can be. And to summarize the whole study, Aliyah, both studies confirm that pattern whereby men seem to reduce their emotional support when demand in another role become too heavy. So it means indirectly they say men cannot multitask. But women, because we are so strong in multitask, so we can support we can support other women, women, we can empower women more than men empower women. That's not what I said, that's what Harvard Business Review said. So now I will pass this floor to you. I know you keep like giving your, you try to actually to reply, but okay, I will give you time. Aliyah,
No,
will give you time.
I allowed you to finish your Harvard business. I don't need Harvard Business Review. I got supporters here who are all women saying that men actually support, or male bosses and men support women, and women is usually the downfall of other women. Whether true, not true, but I will tell you, to me personally, I've seen men more supportive. In order for me to endorse that, let me bring someone in to tell you what he thinks, whether it's men or what you said, whether how true is Harvard business here, right? So welcome, my friend. Let me see, where's my friend? If my friend is coming in. Here he comes.
Yes.
Emilia,
Hello, Aliyah. Hello.
He is here to support you, Aliyah. So I will welcome him. Hi.
Hello. Yes. Okay. Interesting. I have been following the conversation. It has been a very interesting conversation. Yeah. Let me just share a very short story about Michael and Michelle. This happened in Microsoft. There's this guy, Michael. He undergoes sex change and become Michelle. And surprisingly, the result shows she not only become more feminine, but his leadership style changed. And I think this is where the DNA does a little bit of segregation between the man and the woman. Men, factual level, very good. Emotional level, we are less. Whereas women on a factual level is not as detailed as a man, but very good at emotional level. And based on my own experience, I have seen many women who co-train with me, and they are fantastic. And if we look into diversity and inclusion, which is one of the hot buttons today, I think men are generally more supportive of bringing in women into the workforce. Yes, because we think differently, we complement each other. And I think the good point of working coming from different perspective is what? There is always this check and balance. Yeah, so that the men will not be too gung-ho. Yeah, because it's only surrounded by men. Everybody needs to be a hero, you know. So with a woman around, sometimes just a question from a woman turns the whole meeting room upside down. The men suddenly realize, hey, hold on. We are going too far. And I think I have seen this really very personally in my career, where the woman really add values to the organization. Yeah, that is quite prevalent. And I see when I co-train with my training partner, if I'm paired with a lady, I can be more relaxed because she take care of a lot of the administrative stuff. She look into a lot more detail that I would just bypass. But if I were to work with a man, you will see two of us clambering at the last minute because this is missing, that is missing, because we tend to look at things at a more broad manner. Whereas when we have a woman partner with me, it's always a breeze going through because they really know how to facilitate and moderate the atmosphere that is really good for learning. So I certainly, for myself, give me a choice, I would go for a lady partner. And the good thing is, after the training, with two men, what to eat, we are all lost. With a lady partner, when you ask what to eat, wow, they have all the options for you, and that is just fantastic. So this is my personal experience.
So Yatong, basically you're all around, you're supporting women. You're saying that men actually tend to empower women more than the women support and empower men. You're also saying when it comes to a partner, in terms of working partner, training out partner, anything, you're also going for women. So you're all around, you're supporting women, I see.
Yes, that's a fact. Because taking into consideration the value adding of the presence of a woman, because it's really about this differentiation that they bring in, and you have to look at it that this is where the diversity is really becoming added value. And I think personally for me, I would empower a woman, and I personally has coach and mentor two of my subordinate ladies to become a trainer, and I certified them. They are capable of delivering the program. And when I resign or when I retire from my position, the two ladies were high flyer now, doing what they are doing, and they are fantastic.
So Yatong, it proves a point that you actually empower women. That's not we are on that same page. But from your experience or in your line, because you were in a line where you dealt with a lot of women, everybody's wondering what's the line now. Did you actually?
No, Aliyah, I did not think that until you come up with. Now you make me think.
Yatong was in the fashion industry, Yatong, as well?
Yes, I was in the fashion industry. I was in the military. I was in the construction, and I was also
so it's a big shift. Yeah, so it's a big shift, right, from one industry to another. Did you witness more men supporting women, or did you see more women supporting women? That's the question here.
Okay, let me just give you a few examples. Yeah, in my last job where I was with the German giant Siemens, the learning campus in China. We have 3 male bosses, and when they move on, who do they promote? Your guess, Aliyah.
Woman.
Male or
Male.
female?
Female.
They
Male?
promoted female to take
Yeah,
over.
yeah. I said female, yeah.
Yes. And that is being German, yeah? A very masculine country, yet all our male leaders, they promote
Oh, but you're
the
talking about
female.
German, right?
But then let me finish that story. How about when the
Oh,
ladies
okay,
move on?
yes.
Who do they promote?
Who?
Who do they promote when the ladies move on?
Men?
They promote men. So Aliyah, your jigsaw is complete. Yes. So when the male leave the office, he has to name his successor. We always end up with the lady bosses. And when the lady bosses has to move, we always end up with a male replacement. So
Yeah, what you said is very true. Someone said the same thing to me yesterday, that when male bosses leave, they tend to always they are open, not necessarily 100% they will give it to a woman. They give it to the best person. And if the woman is the better person, they will give it happily to the woman. But when women leave, or when women have to name someone, the successor, and if it's the next one is woman, they tend to look at it and give the excuses like, but she will go back early, they've got kids, they cannot travel, etc., and then end up, with giving the opportunity to another male. So what you said is exactly what someone else, said
Mentioned.
yesterday. Yeah, Emilia, go
Having
ahead.
said that, can I ask you one question? May I?
yeah, sure.
Okay, I think because most most women out there will say that they more comfortable to work with male boss, right? Same goes maybe for the female boss. They're more comfortable to work with male subordinate. No, as much if let's say we keep saying that, oh, I prefer to work with male boss because male boss very understanding. They empowered me, blah blah blah. Just imagine when you become a leader later, you also tend to work, to have this good work relationship with the male co-workers. How about if let's say we as a leader, gender is not an issue. I think bring back what Aliyah said just now. Who can do what? It's not about the men, and of course women and men, we cannot deny that we have different, what we call it, character. I think women have a more sensitive part, whereby men are more factual type of person. But maybe I'm not sure. What do you thought? Because I need to ask men, right? What do you think of this? The statement that I said, when we actually more comfortable to work with male boss. Is that possible for us also to work to be comfortable to work with the male subordinate?
I'm going to make a statement, and that could be a very controversial statement based on my
Go ahead.
observations.
You're very safe.
Based on my own observation, somehow it's very perplexing that a female would see another female sitting on the high table as a threat, as a rival, rather than seeing them as, ally, helping to rebuild, and enlarge the pie for women, whereas they don't see the men in that perspective. So it's a bit perplexing when we talk about women empowering women. Why do then they see another woman as a direct threat, as a direct rival to them, instead of working together, building that synergy so that we increase the pie for ladies to come on board onto the high table, more ladies to come on board onto the high table. So in that sense, if you look at it, I do not know whether that is because of the emotional DNA of a woman, that she has to protect her turf, from prehistoric until present day, that they have to protect their turf. So sitting in a high table is also looking at it as a turf of theirs. So they need to protect it from another woman. And I think this boils down to why we see women tends to find it difficult working with another woman. And also the other thing is, like a magnet. Yeah? When you are like pole, you repel. When you are opposite pole, you attract. That's how I see it, and that's what my experience tell me. Yeah.
Thank you,
What do you all
Yatong.
think?
Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you for sharing.
Thank you for
Now I
sharing.
know why Aliyah blame me.
Okay.
I had a male
Good.
friend, and he was wondering about the poll that I put out on Friday. So I thought, independent person, right? So since he was not part of my Friday poll, I decided to bring him in. So thank you, Yatong. Thank you very, very much. And
Welcome.
yeah,
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Bye-bye,
Thank
Yatong.
you.
Yeah. So Emilia, so now we have 4 main topics that have always been an interest to many people out there, regardless of the gender. And people have been talking about women empowerment. So we actually sort of debated, and we have seen both sides of it. And I think our friends here are putting on a lot of comments. Thank you, KKC. Hi.
Thank you,
Yes,
everyone.
yeah. So in society, we get drawn into the Mars and Venus factor and how we are different in this age. Competence, discipline, leadership, innovation is no longer differential by gender. We agree with you. People are different because of education, definitely experience, opportunities. Yeah. So so we did talk about this in the first question when we first opened about women empowerment, right? And I think we agreed to agree. We agree to agree that more woman empowerment is needed, not just woman to woman, but man to woman, and more women should support women, opening doors for women, and not seeing them as a threat, as the word used just now by quite a few people, including Yatong. So that's on from me. Emilia, take it away.
Thank you. I think we have discussed or some kind of debating some topic here. Even though maybe we have a different opinion of that, but it's good to have a different point when we actually debate. Yes, Aliyah, I think I can agree with you. I think we both leader, we both have seen, have experienced, have walked that journey. Not an easy for a woman to be up there, right? And for men, I think for more men who actually supporting women all the way, empowering women all the way because of their talent, because you really appreciate their talent, their future, and you look into their future. Thank you very much. And for all women who really agree or disagree in this topic, yeah, the question that I'm going to give to you today: if you be the leader, what is the action you going to take? I think with that,
Yes,
Aliyah.
and we encourage everyone to walk the talk, right? And if you're supporting women empowerment, I think give that opportunity, and not just because they are women, but because they deserve it. They are good. They deserve that position that's available, or whatever that it's out there. Go not by the gender, go by who is good. I've always believed in that. So I think that's something that I would strongly encourage.
And
But
I
having
think to
said,
end this with our topic, Aliyah,
yeah,
women agree to disagree. This is something that
yeah,
all of us, women out
yes,
there,
correct.
yeah, it's okay for us to disagree. Aliyah and I disagree so many things, not only today, previously, or maybe in the future. But I think at the end of the day, discussion. I come back with my first term, and we started this 1 hour ago. It's about discussion. So discussion, it means we just discuss, we talk professionally. Do not take everything, personally, because once actually you will look things personally, we will never can agree to disagree.
True. Having said that, as a closing, Kekechi, I think you missed my first part. I did say that women do not need to be empowered. Yeah, I think we all have it in us, and we look at our own confidence and what we need to do, and go out there and do the best. So thank you everyone for this great 1 hour with us, with Emilia and myself on Agree to Disagree, women empowerment, and do join the
The
rest of the
next, I
topics.
think we have a
Yeah,
lot of
a
sessions.
lot more sessions, and they're all free. So go to the page of GES 2021, hashtag GES 2021, and you'll be able to follow. It's another 3 weeks running And for those of you who want to know who the person behind this, follow me, and you will see on my post that I'm interviewing the lady herself, Andrea Zabka, on Thursday, the 7th at 4 p.m. So from me, signing off, and Emilia, we'll agree to disagree and go have our coffee.
Coffee
Bye-bye,
later.
everyone.
Okay, bye.